Imagine a world buried under a kilometer of ice, a brutal, unforgiving landscape where every day is a fight for survival. This was the Pleistocene, the Great Ice Age, and in this frozen world, monstrous predators ruled. Forget what you think you know from cartoons. The reality was far more terrifying. Today, we're journeying back in time to meet the apex hunters that dominated this icy kingdom, creatures that made our earliest ancestors' lives a living nightmare. From colossal bears to cats with knife-like teeth, we're about to uncover the true power and ferocity of the most terrifying Ice Age predators. Let's start with an icon of prehistory, the saber-toothed tiger. Except, it wasn't a tiger at all. Smilodon fatalis was a unique and deadly cat, built like a bulldog on steroids. It was shorter, but much heavier and more muscular than a modern lion, weighing up to 600 pounds. And then there were those teeth. Its famous canines could grow up to 7 inches long, serrated like steak knives. But these weren't for slashing. Smilodon was an ambush predator. It would use its immense upper body strength to wrestle massive prey, like bison, and even young mammoths to the ground. Once the animal was pinned, Smilodon would deliver a precise, devastating bite to the throat, using those saber teeth to sever major blood vessels. 2. It was a quick, efficient, and brutal killing machine. Fossils from the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles show thousands of Smilodon skeletons, often found alongside their prey, giving us a chilling snapshot of their deadly hunting prowess. But Smilodon wasn't the only killer stalking the Ice Age plains. It often shared its territory with a familiar yet far more formidable foe, the dire wolf, Canis dirus. The name itself means fearsome dog, and it lived up to it. While they looked similar to modern grey wolves, dire wolves were larger, heavier, and had a much more powerful bite. Imagine a grey wolf, but about 25% bigger, with a wider head and stronger jaws capable of crushing bone. They were pack hunters, a coordinated force of nature. A pack of direwolves could take down large herbivores that a single predator wouldn't dare challenge. Like horses, camels, and even giant grounds, their strategy was one of relentless pursuit, wearing down their prey before swarming in for the kill. The sheer number of direwolf fossils found together suggests they had incredibly strong social bonds and were masters of cooperative hunting. A terrifying force in a frozen world. Now, let's move on to a predator that would make even a saber-toothed cat think twice. Meet Arctatosemus, the giant short-faced bear. This was, quite simply, the largest land-dwelling mammalian carnivore of its time, and possibly of all time in North America. Standing on its hind legs, it could reach a staggering 12 feet tall, with a reach of up to 14 feet. It weighed over 2,000 pounds, twice the size of a modern grizzly bear. Its long legs suggest it was built for speed and endurance, capable of running at 30 to 40 miles per hour. For a long time, scientists debated whether it was an active hunter or a super scavenger. Its powerful sense of smell, indicated by its large nasal passage, meant it could detect a carcass from miles away. It's likely it did both. It was big enough and fast enough to run down prey, and powerful enough to intimidate and steal kills from any other predator on the landscape, including saber-toothed cats and direwolves. Imagine seeing this behemoth charging towards you. There would be nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Across the Atlantic, in Ice Age Europe and Asia, another giant cat reigns supreme. Panthera spelaea, the cave lion. Don't let the name fool you. While their remains are often found in caves, they were open habitat hunters. These were true lions, but about 25% larger than the African lions we know today. They were the apex predators of the Eurasian steppe. Paintings made by our own ancestors depict them as powerful, maneless hunters, often working in groups. They preyed on the massive herds of the Ice Age, including wild horses, giant deer, and the calves of woolly rhinos and mammoths. What made them so terrifying was their combination of size, strength, and intelligence. Like modern lions, they were likely social predators, using strategy and teamwork to bring down prey far larger than themselves. For early humans venturing out of their caves, the roar of a cave lion would have been the sound of imminent danger. A reminder that they were not at the top of the food chain. So, how did these incredible predators shape their world? Their impact was immense. By preying on the large herbivores, they controlled population sizes and maintained the health of the ecosystem, weeding out the old, sick, and weak. This predator pressure also drove the evolution of their prey. Megafauna, like the woolly mammoth and giant bison, developed immense size and formidable defenses, partly as a response to these relentless hunters. And what about our ancestors? Early humans were both prey and competitors. We had to be smarter, more innovative, and more cooperative to survive in a world dominated by these giants. We developed better tools, better hunting strategies, and stronger social structures, in part, to avoid becoming a meal for a short-faced bear or a saber-toothed cat. In a way, these terrifying predators helped forge the resilience and ingenuity that defines our species. What happened to these titans of the Ice Age? Around 10,000 years ago, as the glaciers retreated and the climate warmed, they vanished. Their extinction is a complex puzzle, likely caused by a combination of factors. So, the changing climate altered the landscape, and the vast grasslands and tundras they relied on began to shrink. This led to the decline and extinction of the giant herbivores they hunted. Without their primary food source, the predators starved. On top of that, they faced a new highly intelligent competitor, Homo sapiens. Our ancestors, with their advanced tools and cooperative hunting techniques, became incredibly efficient hunters. Competing directly with the great predators for the same dwindling resources. It was a perfect storm of climate change and competition that brought the reign of these Ice Age killers to an end. The world they inhabited is gone, buried under millennia of history. But their legacy endures. The fossils they left behind are a powerful testament to a time when giants walked the earth. A time of extreme cold and even more extreme predators. They remind us of the raw power of nature and the relentless, brutal, and beautiful dance of survival that has shaped life on our planet for millions of years. These weren't movie monsters. They were real animals, perfectly adapted to their world, and their story is a crucial chapter in the history of life. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey. Back to the Ice Age. It's a fascinating and humbling look at the forces that shaped our world. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures into the deep past, and let me know in the comments which prehistoric predator you find the most terrifying. See you next time.